Okay, ladies and gents, let's make some crab balls. So for this recipe, you're going to need some cream cheese, a lemon, scallions, crab meat, some Parmesan cheese, onion powder, garlic powder, seasoned salt, black pepper, lemon pepper, Old Bay, breadcrumbs, sour cream, and eggs. And what you don't see on camera is some flour as well. So let's get started. Okay, so we want to start with our cream cheese in a bowl, and I have an 8-ounce package. It is softened, so if you just pulled it out the refrigerator, just go ahead and pop it in the microwave for about 30 seconds to soften it. And I'm gonna go ahead and just spread it out just a little so that I can make sure I'm getting everything incorporated. What I like to do is add my crab meat first, so I can base the consistency. So I'm just gonna add in some of the crab meat, well, all of the crab meat, not just some. And then I'm gonna mix that in with the cream cheese. I'm not gonna mix it too much. I'm just gonna make sure that I'm folding it in there, because you don't want to break up the crab pieces a lot. So just making sure I'm folding it. All right, now that we have that incorporated, I'm going to incorporate my green onions, or scallions if you will, to see how much I want in there. And it looks like I'm gonna use all of them. And that was a whole, if you buy the packages, it was the whole package, but if you want to do it by the stalks, that was about 5 stalks of green onion. And I'm just mixing it. This recipe is very simple. It's tasty though. It'll be a good little appetizer for Valentine's Day, or even for Super Bowl. So that's why I like this recipe so much. So now we're gonna go ahead and season it. I'm gonna start off with the onion powder. Next, I'm gonna put the garlic powder. I like a lot, but you just use as much as you would like. I'm gonna add in the black pepper. Let's add in some seasoning salt. Not too much. That lemon pepper. Some Old Bay, because you can't have seafood without Old Bay. And then we're just gonna go ahead and mix that up. This crab ball is good because it's not like a crab cake, and it's not like a crab ragoon. It just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just good. So if you trust me, if you try to eat my recipes, just trust me. It's good. So we're just gonna get all of that incorporated. Oh, it smells good too. And so now what I'm gonna do is add in my lemon juice. With any seafood, lemon juice is a great pairing. So I'm just squeezing over a half a lemon. And then it's actually going to bring out that lemon flavor taste as well. So it is going to be good in the neighborhood. All right, so as you can see, it's liquidy, so it's not going to really form a ball yet, but that is why we have our breadcrumbs. But before we do our breadcrumbs, we're gonna go ahead and just add in a squirt of our sour cream. That much, just to make sure it stays creamy. Mix that in. Oh, this is going to be amazing. So tasty. I love seafood. I mean, if you don't, I'm sorry. You can make this with shredded chicken too, and it'll be good. So now we're going to go ahead and just add in some of our breadcrumbs. I'm using the garlic and herb kind, but you can feel free to use the plain kind too. I just like stuff that gives things extra flavor. So I'm just going to keep mixing it in until I get the consistency that I want. And then that's when I will stop. And you'll see. So let me just work on my consistency. And I'll show you what I need when I'm done. Okay, this is the consistency I'm looking for. It's pretty thick. When I pick it up, it doesn't really do anything. When it doesn't really fall off the spoon unless I do like this. That's what I'm looking for. At this point, we're going to add in our Parmesan cheese. Feel free to use mozzarella, Gouda, Monterey Jack, anything that you want. Because all of my recipes, they're interchangeable, guys. Use what you like. I'm just giving you the blueprint. Other than that, use what you like. So I'm using Parmesan. It's a lighter flavor, and I just want to be able to taste the crab. I don't want anything overpowering that. So if you're like me, I will stick to the Parmesan. So I'm just incorporating it. And it's going to seem like it's a little thick, but when you cook it and it becomes warm in the grease, oh, it's going to melt in your mouth. So don't worry about that. And then I'm going to use the rest of my cheese. And then we're going to start forming our balls in just a second. So let me go ahead and incorporate the cheese. And I will be back with you so we can go ahead and start forming our balls. Okay, so I have my crab mixture. And I have my parchment paper and a plate to the side. So what we're going to do is just grab some of the crab meat. And we're going to make the crab balls. You want to make them as big or as little as you would like. Mines are going to be like in between. So I'm just taking them and forming a ball out of them. Because it's a thicker mixture, it's easy just to roll them into a ball. They don't have to be perfect, I mean, but of course you want to try to make them as round as possible. And this is how big I'm going to make them. So I'm just going to work on all of my balls. It's easy, just grab some and just get the rolling. I'm going to do all of these and then I will be back on camera. Okay, so we have finished rolling our balls. For me, it made 7, and that's because I made some bigger, some smaller, but if you make them more so smaller, it's going to make more. But we're going to go ahead and bread them so that they can at least rest for about 5 minutes. So let's go ahead and get our breading station set up. Okay, so we have our flour, our eggs, and our breadcrumbs. And the breadcrumbs, I just added some lemon pepper and some Old Bay. That's the only seasoning I added. So we're going to start by just rolling our crab balls in the flour. And I'm going to do 2 at a time, just because I like to kind of work a little faster. You always want to have a dry hand and you always want to have a wet hand. So I'm about to use my wet hand since I'm going into the egg mixture. And then I'm going to go into the breadcrumbs and make sure it's well coated. You can choose to do 1 or 2 coats of this mixture. My preference is 1 coat, just because I don't like a lot of batter, but it's completely up to you. And I'm kind of just patting it on, just making sure the breadcrumbs stay on. Since it is soft, we didn't freeze it because we're going to cook these right away. Okay, so we're going to put the next one into the egg mixture. I'm using my wet hand and I'm just making sure it's fully coated. I'm bringing it over into the dry mixture. And I'm just patting it on. So I'm gonna work on all of my balls, and once I'm finished, you will hear my voice once again. So enjoy. Now that we have our crab balls all coated and breaded, we are going to head over to the stove and we're gonna get the frying, and we are going to be done, ladies and gents. Let's go. So I have my grease going at about medium high. I'm going to go ahead and drop in my crab ball. I'm gonna drop it in very slowly. Then I'm gonna get another one. I'm gonna drop that one in as well. We'll do about 3, and then we're gonna get them crisp. And then I'll come back and show you the end product. And there you have it. We have our fried crab balls. I just went ahead and topped it with some Parmesan cheese. This is so good. Really, guys, you don't need a dip. If you want a dip, I would suggest do like a honey mustard, Dijon mustard type of dip. That will set it off. But other than that, go ahead and just bite in and bon appetit. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Have a good day.